Welcome everybody to tonight's episode of the Night Brother Show. Brother Arden, how you doing this evening, brother?
Excellent, brother. How you feeling?
Man, awesome. Feeling happy. It was a great day. I feel blessed and highly favored, as they say. Want to welcome Margaret Nick to the show.
Nick in the building. Got to say it. Love you. Good to see you.
And as we said, this is the show where your opinion matters, so we invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the show. And tonight we have a great show lined up with an awesome guest, one of our favorite guests of all time. I can clearly say that. We'll to that in a minute. But first of all, welcome to you, Miss Mimi Lee. How you doing? And Mimi, you might want to pay attention because our guest is going to talk about something that you're very interested in. Well, and you're interested in all, but one thing in particular that you and I talked about. So anyway, Darlene Collins, how are you doing tonight?
Darlene, how you feeling? I hope you're doing wonderful. As always, indeed. Let's rock and roll, baby. Let's get it started.
Show where your opinion matters, the Night Brothers Show. And then tonight, our vibe is, man, it's one that I'm really excited about. And you guys are probably excited about this too as well. Our vibe tonight. Our vibe is so good tonight, we only need one vibe. Our feature segment tonight, we're going to talk about the 2025 Juneteenth celebration that's going to take place here in the Annapolis area. And I can't say it's Annapolis, I have to say Annapolis area now, as it encompasses some other locations as well. And we're going to hear straight, as they say, from the horse's mouth, because we're talking to the person who is taking this thing and run with it after the baton was passed to him, and is taking it to a whole nother level. We're going to have with us, joining us tonight, none other than Bishop Craig Coates, joining us tonight to tell us all about the Juneteenth festival celebration. Back to you, Lanny.
Juneteenth isn't just history, it's the moment freedom met resistance and resilience got loud. And this year, we're throwing a weekend-long festival to celebrate 160 years of Black resilience, and you need to be in the mix. Kicking it off Sunday, June 1st at 4 p.m., slide through the Annapolis Town Center for our Juneteenth pop-up shop. Grab the hottest gear before the crowds, walk through the Freedom Way exhibit, and catch surprise performances, art drops, and probably an uncle somewhere dancing off beat. Then come correct. Friday, June 20th at 6 p.m., put on that outfit you've been saving for something special, and pull up to the VIP Gala at FSC Grand Catering. Soul food, soul music, soul people. Vibes so classy, even your auntie will behave. Maybe. Saturday, June 21st, it's time to go. Parade at 11 a.m. starts at St. John's College, ends at Amos Garrett Boulevard, and features more rhythm, joy, and community than a TikTok family reunion. Then from 1 to 10 p.m., we turn up at the Anne Arundel County Fairgrounds for the Juneteenth Festival with live performances, food you'll dream about, games, vendors, a full children's village, and fireworks that'll shut it down. And Sunday, yeah, we're still going. June 22nd, 1 to 8 p.m., we run it back with even more music, family fun, and Black joy. So, what are you doing? Volunteer, sponsor, show up. Visit theannapolisjuneteenth.org or email info@theannapolisjuneteenth.org to get involved. This ain't just celebration, this is freedom on full display. We'll see you there with your plate, your people, and your best moves.
All right. All right.
Welcome.
Welcome. How you doing this evening, brother? How you doing this evening, brother?
Man, it's good to be here. It's so good to see my brother.
Always good to have you with us. And we have, we enjoy having you on. Whenever we have you on as a guest, man, it's just a pleasure for us as well. We definitely must say. And tonight we have a lot to cover, and quite frankly, as you probably can tell, I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited about the vision you have, like I said earlier, you took the baton and you just started and you just spread it out with it, man. And expanded the vision, man. And it just excites me to see that the growth of this event, and we're going to talk about it in its totality tonight. And we're going to kind of do it in chronological order, as they say. And because I know there are a lot of new things that are going to be going on, and we need the people to know about what's going on and where. So So we're gonna get started. We want to welcome Cheryl Queen. I saw you pop on the screen. Welcome, Cheryl, and all the others who've joined. Welcome. Remember, guys, if you have questions or comments, feel free to put them in, and I'm sure Bishop will handle them right on the spot.
Before we get started, Bishop, and the people are saying hi to you, so thankful that folks acknowledge you. Before we get started, people often overlook, they look at you as the face of it, and they forget about the people behind it. It's the team behind you. So before we go anywhere tonight, can you talk about this year's staff and who make things possible?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, first I want to give a big shout out to the visionary that founded this whole concept here in Annapolis.
Yes.
Without her vision, we would not be building on anything. So I want to give a shout out to her, Mr. Preston. They laid the foundation for us. But this year's staff is really quite expanded. I have a young lady who is my chair for the festival. Her name is Kenya Mosby. Kenya Mosby has been with the festival the entire 5 years, and now she has taken the lead as the director of the entire teams. And we have a team that covers the children's village. We have a team that covers vendors, a team that covers the entertainment and the stage, security. We have a lot of different areas. So I want to shout out to my team. My team is pretty expansive. We got a lot of people who are not only professionals in their own right, but they bring their expertise to the festival at no charge. They come as volunteers. Kenya Mosby, the parade, which is our big kickoff, is the parade. And Jessica Mack, again this year, she and her team are amazing. Jessica handles the parade. We have Kevin Brewer, who is part of the entertainment team, and I have a new young man to the team named Thomas Wilkerson, who oversees our entertainment for the second day of the shows, the entertainment. And it's a pretty big team. They got a lot of folks that work with them. So I want to shout out to all of the team. They're amazing. Our vendors are led by a lady named Kelly Ashley, who has great expertise in working with vendors, and she's been holding it down.
Well, that is awesome, man.
Awesome.
It's so good to know that you have a great support staff in place, man. That really helps things and makes your job a little easier as well when you know you have people that you can depend on to get things done.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Another question coming up.
All right.
Yeah, I got you guys. Appreciate your insight. Well, before we discuss Juneteenth, we have other relevant projects. What other relevant projects are you involved with right now? Indeed.
Sure. Well, our biggest one that's in the works is the opening of the Juneteenth Museum and Soul Food Restaurant Cafe in downtown Annapolis, Maryland, 141 West Street. We are in the final stages now with the architects have done all the work, and it's now going before the city approvals, and we're about ready to get construction going and have a grand opening. And all of that's made possible through, the vision for it, as well as a partnership with the state of Maryland and the governor's office, and with Senator Shanika Henson, who spearheaded helping us to move this forward. Very grateful. So we're going to have a soul food restaurant and museum in downtown Annapolis. It'll be similar to the look of Hard Rock Cafe, but it will.
Wow.
The artifacts and history of our local Annapolitans, our recipes, our stories. We're going to also feature organizations that historically have brought some type of legacy and added to our story. The Seafarers Club, you name it. We're going to really go in and dig into Annapolitan history and put it on display, as well as our good food.
Now, this is not a seasonal. Hold on, man. This is not seasonal. This is going to be a 24. A
year round, every day. During the daytime, you have the opportunity to get carry out or sit in because we have some seating inside. And at night, we have specialty dining with a 5-star chef and reserved dining. Will feature a full 5-course meal along with an historian and entertainer to talk about our projects. And so, you'll be able to rent the space out to have family dinners, but it's going to be all in grand style.
Oh,
Our
nice.
waiters
That is awesome, man.
dressed
That is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. We'll have actual exhibits in the on the facility, on the property, exhibits for people to come and see close up and personal.
We do have a
Do
question
one last question
hold on a
about
second.
Go ahead.
Yeah, chill out for a second. We do have a question from one of the viewers that says, where's the location of the
We're
festival?
gonna get into all of that, Lanny. We're gonna get into all of that, bro.
We're
gonna get into that.
We're
We're gonna get into that. Hold off on that right now.
we need a soul food restaurant. That's what somebody else, another viewer said.
Yes, and we're gonna have it. It's pastime. We had some of the best food ever. Not just the Chesapeake Bay. One of the motivators for this was a friend of ours who was an amazing cook, and she had recipes that put a certain restaurant really on the map, and they gave her no credit for it. She got no royalties. And this has happened a lot to our people in the community, and so. We want to change that narrative. So when people come to Annapolis, they're going to know to stop in at the Soul Food restaurant. They're going to get the real, authentic Annapolitan experience.
I love that.
Wow.
I love that.
Just absolutely amazing. Okay,
Just
we
the
can
fact
move on.
that something to tell the history is extremely important in this stage
Yes,
of
sir.
America. With this new revision and this administration that we have in office at this point in time, so it's imperative at this point in time. So it's salute you and everyone in that process for building that, because it's about us telling our stories. It's about us
That's right.
telling the real history, of what's going on. I always say the real story instead of somebody else's story. But I definitely salute you.
That's right. Thank you, sir. And you
Yes.
you just brought up an important point. Our history is not being erased. We refuse to keep putting it on display. We have to be the promoters of our history.
That's right.
We have to
Amen. Amen.
tell our- anybody else telling your story is going to tell it from their perspective.
Awesome.
And we have to tell it from our perspective. Exactly.
Hello.
Telling it, and keep telling it, and keep telling it. So
I like the fact that
indeed.
that you talked about the decor is going to be representative of the local community and the local, I guess, history and ancestry that we had in the
Yes.
over the years in Annapolis. I love that idea, whoever's concept that was. Fantastic. I'm looking forward. When's the opening date?
That was my next question. The target date.
We were trying to get it ready for June 19th, which wasn't going to happen because there's a lot of logistics when you're opening. So as soon as we get through the permit process with the city, it'll be 6 to 8 weeks from the approval that we'll be ready to open.
Awesome.
Awesome. I want to be there opening night, brother. I want to be there. I'm ready coming.
Yeah, I do want to say on June the 19th, we are going to actually do a not so much a formal ribbon cutting, but we're going to open up a pop-up for the one day right there at the shop at that location.
Awesome.
We will be serving some of the food recipes, the music, all of that will be present there on the spot. So,
well, that's a great segue to, since you mentioned the word pop up. When we get to this full-blown interview, talk about the pop-up for Juneteenth.
Sure. So the pop-up shop is the concept is to give people a place to come and to get information, get T-shirts, get memorabilia directly related to the festival prior to the festival. So instead of just doing online marketing, we wanted to have something people can tangibly touch. So the pop-up shop is making its appearance for the third year. Compliments of our partnership with the Annapolis Town Center. The Annapolis Town Center is our partner, and they've allotted us the space. We renovated the space last year to the tune of about $6,000. We've renovated the space, and amazingly, since we were there last year, no one else has occupied the space, so we claim it as ours. We will open again on June the 1st through the 19th. And on those dates, people can come there and see the Freedom Way exhibit. They can get their T-shirts for this year's festival. They can also get other memorabilia. But more importantly, we're going to have events throughout those 19 days, a speak out night, poetry night. We're going to a night where people get up and rap about resilience, which is this year's theme for Juneteenth. So it's going to be a meet gather spot.
Is there a schedule for that or a time that people can, if they just want to show up?
That schedule will be released this weekend. And so to have all the dates and everything is free to the public. We just ask that people consider giving a donation because the festival is supported mostly by donations.
Absolutely.
What's the best nation on? What you say, on the best nation?
Hey man, donation, baby, donate. We want y'all to donate. You're part of that nation.
All right, let's try.
Join us at the 5th Annual Juneteenth Gala as we honor these outstanding leaders and changemakers, including a special posthumous tribute to Vince Leggett for their powerful impact on our community. Let's celebrate 160 years of resilience together.
All right. So moving right along, I'm gonna start off on the interviews. Pastor Coach, before we get, you talked about the pop-up a little bit on June 1st, so I'm going to move it right over to Q. I'm sorry.
Sure. So could you tell us a little bit about this year's honorees and how the committee went about selecting and processing who would be the honoree?
Sure. So each year we put something out on Facebook and we ask people for recommendations. And we've gotten so many recommendations in the past 2 years that we're still working through that list. We try to honor people across a broad segment of our community, people from faith leaders to law enforcement to education. We try to cover a broad representation of the community. And so those being honored represent those different entities or different segments of our community. And so this year, again, we are honored to celebrate people who, many of them sometimes are under celebrated or not celebrated. And we know very well, but part of legacy, and resilience, which is this year's theme, is to look at individuals that have bounced back, have come through great test trials and have led and are leaving a legacy. And that's what we strive to do each year. And so we do get a lot of recommendations. We try to honor 10 people per year because the gala is always sold out immediately. So if we honor 20 people, we don't have the space right now. But that'll change, right? But so each year we have 10, and they're chosen based on all of the recommendations we get, and our committee comes together and goes over those recommendations, and we try to prioritize. And then each year we want to honor someone posthumously that contributed to our culture and to our communities that is no longer physically with us. And this year we chose, without any obstacles, we chose Vince Leggett unanimously, who was one of our greatest supporters of Juneteenth and of our communities. And we were grieved to lose him, but we can't let his stories die. So we wanted to honor him. And so at the gala, he will be honored. And there will be a special museum set up at the gala to honor him that people can walk through and fellowship and eat and drink and talk and look at his accomplishments.
Awesome. I got a follow up to that because I know you are a historian, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
And just what you talking to say made me think of, the history of folks that have been honored from because this is year 5, right?
Yes, this is the 5th year.
The people that have been honored, are you like keeping a historical record of that and presenting that in some form or fashion of past people? Talk about that a little bit.
As a matter of fact, this year's souvenir booklet will have all of the honorees in it. The past honorees will be listed as well as the current. Yes.
Awesome.
Well, that reminds me, there's a couple of things I need to talk to you about after the show then in regards to that.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to forget about that. But go on.
Apostle Craig, why is the gala such an important part of this weekend event? And how did you manage to bring such a different dynamic, here. You know, give us the insight inside of the creativity there.
Sure. Well, as a historian, I have spent a lot of time looking at the dynamics of Juneteenth as the national holiday, the legislation, the enforcement, everything that led up to it. And I believe that it's under celebrated because people don't understand what really happened. I don't think they recognize that it wasn't the legislation that liberated, it was the enforcement with the Union soldiers, black soldiers, and it was the slaves who, upon hearing they were free, boldly took their freedom. They went into their former masters' homes, took their best clothing, dressed up, and danced in the streets. That's Juneteenth. And so
Yes.
the
Yes.
gala should be a celebration where we dance and we dress up and we party. That's the goal, not to just sit there and get awards and clap and eat and get fat and go home. We're supposed to celebrate. You gotta look for your shoes at the end of the night because
Yes.
that's what it's about. It's a celebration. And it's a celebration that should not be, it should grow. It should never be small. It should get bigger and bigger, especially in the face of the opposition we're facing now with threats to our events. And we said, you know what? Taking away a day off the calendar doesn't take it away from us. We should all the more step up and celebrate and refuse to not be remembered, to refuse to not remember our liberation.
Well, Pastor, a couple of things we really need to know. First of all, how many people purchase tickets? How can people purchase their tickets, and could you give people the price point and
Absolutely.
and how many people can the facility hold? So people need to create a sense of urgency.
Sure, we can hold up to 450 people, banquet style, which is more than any of the hotels we have utilized. The reason why we brought it back home is, number one, our church has now officially opened our catering. I believe in always supporting other businesses that don't necessarily give back to our community. And I believe that the church was a major part of our liberation, and we need to continue to invest in our churches, and our churches need to have businesses. So we have some of the best caterers. We have a beautiful facility, and we're going to show off that night. We're going to lay out the best for our folks. Instead of giving the money all the time back to big hotels, etc., we're putting it back into the festival. And so the tickets were originally $150. Of course, we got a lot of people say that's so expensive. I won't get on that, but we want everyone to attend. So we brought the ticket price back down to $100. But we really like people to know that, when you are an organization that's a nonprofit, you're Black run, Black owned, sometimes we got to think about empowering ourselves and not just always getting something for free, but we need to invest back in ourselves. And so we were hoping to raise enough money that it can continue to support us making the festival bigger each year. So $100 is the price this year, but hopefully next year, we're going to have people already seated in so that, we can get more money coming back for the next festival, because we want to build bigger every year.
But I saw on the website, and this is the website by chance somebody asked, the AnnapolisJuneteenth.org/gala can get you more information on tickets and everything. But I saw on there that somebody wanted to buy more than one ticket. They could buy like multiples of it.
Absolutely.
You talk about that?
Absolutely. You can get up to 10 tickets for 10 persons at a table. If you buy 10 tickets, we reserve the table. If you buy, 4 or 5 tickets, we reserve that segment for you. 1 and 2 tickets, you got to get there early and get a good seat. But a lot of people are buying tables right now. They're going very quickly.
That's a good idea, actually.
I think we have maybe about 150 tickets left, and that means in a week that probably won't be the case.
Wow. I got to get mine tomorrow.
Get your tickets now,
That's a priority for me to get mine tomorrow.
Yes, sir. And I mean, we're going to party. We're going to party. We have an amazing dance presentation from Expression, Dance Expression. We have a phenomenal poet that's going to spit some lyrics. We've got an amazing DJ this year. And we're going to celebrate all of our honorees in grand style digital presentations so that we don't waste the night, so y'all can dance the night away. It's going to be amazing. Great food. The food is second to none. We talking.
Is the band For the Road still going to be a part of it? Is For the Road?
For the Road will not be performing this year.
Okay,
We're bringing them back next year, buddy.
Okay.
But I heard it was another band. It might be announced later. I'm not dropping nothing.
I'm hoping so. They got to go see if their outfits still fit.
Yo, that's what. Yo, and I got a picture of it too, and send it to us. And send it to us.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, let's
That's
get to.
hilarious.
So the gala is Friday night. So then after you party like it's 1999, then you go to the parade, right? So
The parade Saturday morning.
yes. So can you talk about like planned events for this year? So you guys, what I love about you guys, you always put a twist and mix it up a little bit and keep us on our toes and keep it exciting and fresh. You know, what's different this year from previous? Talk about that.
So I tell you what's different this year is the festival is expanded to multiple days, and we are at a different location this year. The parade will definitely be in downtown Annapolis. It's been our desire to keep it all in downtown Annapolis, but as you guys know, it's grown tremendously. The day of the festival is usually gridlock all day long in the city. Parking has been a challenge for us. We, for 2 years, have tried to work on some of the challenges, and we had to get a plan B, and plan B opened the door, and that was the Anne Arundel County Fairgrounds. A lot more parking, and we're doing 2-day festival. We're doing 2 days this year. And so Friday is going to be the gala at 6 o'clock at FSC Grand Catering, Fresh Start. That's at 120 Langley Road, Glen Burnie. Saturday morning, the parade kicks off at 11 a.m. from St. John College. It's going to go up Baden Street and go around Church Circle, come down West Street, and end at Amos Garrett. Performers are going to perform in front of Asbury Church. We have 7 marching bands. So it's not just people driving their cars, blowing their horns. We got marching bands, performing bands. We have performers, stilt walkers. We've got all of that. And alongside all of our car riders and all that are going to be. And this year, an amazing float competition. The best float gets a $500 gift card. But we are looking for the best float this year. We've got quite a few float entries already. And at the end of that parade, which will start at 11 this year, not 12, that'll give people some time to get up the road for the opening of the festival at Crownsville, Anne Arundel County Fairgrounds. The festival opens at 1:30 on that Saturday. And then it concludes at 10 p.m. with fireworks off the chart fireworks. Just the same provider we had last year. They're bringing the fireworks. Then on Sunday, we're coming back for day 2. And on day 2, the festival starts at 2 o'clock, ends at 8 p.m. But we've got stellar entertainment. We've got local, national, and international artists both days. And the names are starting to be announced. I think they just announced one of our headliners for Saturday is Belladonna, the go-go band. Belladonna. Another one of our headliners is one of our very own, a young go-go band that's taken off, and that's Pocket 3.
Yes, indeed. All right.
We've got from The Voice, Davon Fleming from The Voice is going to be performing. We've got some amazing performances that I haven't named them all because they're going to start rolling them out on our website. But on that Sunday is Gospel Day. And on Sunday, we've got gospel artists from quintets, some of the best quintets, to choirs, to stellar singers. And our amazing headliner is from the Clark Sisters, the daughter, Kiera Kiki Sheard. She is our special guest on that Sunday to shut it down. Also from the Kirk Carr Singers, we have lead singer Sister Prather from the Kirk Carr Singers. Y'all, it's gonna be fire all day. And one of our special hosts, they're gonna be apart from the band, from the parade all the way through. WHUR, their entire team is coming, and they're gonna be. We got a stage show for Saturday at the festival, and we got a special mini parade at the festival. So there's a parade downtown, and then there's a parade at the festival.
Wow.
Look, they grew so big, they put the city on lockdown. The city couldn't have.
Before we move further, could you address?
So is it too late?
Hold on, Q. Wait,
one follow-up question, Lanny, on the previous question, if we could.
I'm sorry, could you say it again?
Could you address the parking and shuttle situation for the
Absolutely. So we have many spaces for you to park this year. We have parking lots on the festival grounds, and we also have parking at First Christian Community Church at the Anne Arundel County Park that's located on Crownsville Road and the Renaissance Festival. We have a lot of parking, and we have shuttle buses that will be running that route. We are also coordinating 2 coach buses from Annapolis, and we'll have where people can park at the parking lot on Riva Road and take the bus to the festival and back from the festival.
Awesome. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nard. I'm sorry.
Is it too late for any organization or anybody that may have interest in participating? And if it's not, how do they get that information?
It's not too late. We're still accepting vendors. The cutoff is May 30th, and we are almost full. We have over 80 vendors that have confirmed. All right, and still growing as we speak. So it is not too late. We have food trucks, we have food vendors, we have clothing vendors, apparel, we have cosmetics, we have every aspect of the industry that represents our people. They're going to be there. Nonprofits, organizations, civic organizations, fraternities, sororities, everybody stepping to the plate to bring our best, because this is what makes our community what it is. We're at our best when we got our best.
Apostle, this has grown into, I would easily say, Arden and Q, you agree or not, don't you think this has grown into one of Annapolis' most celebrated events annually that encompasses our culture, at least? But I'm not just our culture. I think any culture, this event is really kind of dominating the Annapolis celebrations.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that we have a great diversity with this festival. From the parade to the to participants on the stage. It encompasses all races, ethnicities. And that's what's so important. On that Saturday, our music isn't just R&B, it's reggae, it's jazz, it's go-go. Of course, at the end of the night, it's we want to embrace everyone, because it took everyone for our history to be made. It wasn't just Black people that were a part of the fight for our liberation. And it's so important. I had a white friend of mine say to me, "Am I invited?" I said, "Of course you're invited." He said, "I didn't know if it's for people other than Black people." And I said, that says that we got to do better at marketing.
Amen.
Okay. And so what we're working on. And from my understanding from the Office of Emergency Management, it is the largest Juneteenth festival in the county.
I would say for Annapolis, it is the largest historic event.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Maybe second to the boat show, but that's not a historic event. That's just a profit event. But historic events in Annapolis, Maryland, I don't know any other. Please tell me. I don't know any other bigger celebration.
Yeah,
I guess 4th of July. 4th of July. That's the other one. But you competing with 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? For real. 4th of July. It's a lie. That's why they put it on 4th of July, but I ain't even gonna get into that. That's why we having this.
But to also have the event
Man,
encompass
hold up.
on
Hold
multiple
that, because
days
the
is
real story is being
incredible.
blasted right now.
I'm sorry,
What
say
we
that
talking
again.
about?
Art is
What
on
are
fire.
you?
It's being blasted right now. That's right. But go ahead, Q.
No, but I was saying, and to also have this event stretch over a 4-day, become a 4-day event, man. I think it's just awesome. It shows the growth and
Thank
the
you.
vision, like I said off air, of this event, how it's just grown tremendously. And when once again we give Phyllis T. Adams all props because it was her initial vision that even
Yes, it
got
was.
this ball rolling. But
That's
we
right.
thank God that it was passed off, the baton was passed off into good hands, and you've expanded that vision. And it's growing to where now this has become, to me, your event, this event is becoming one of the best, and not only in the Annapolis area, not only in Maryland, but nationally. Nationally, brother. I mean, I'm serious about this. I look at other Juneteenth events or other areas, and I've even gone to some. And this one is right up there at the top with any other I've seen.
Thank
So
you.
I mean, I got to give much respect and credit for that, for what I
Thank
see
you.
going on.
Go to Texas or something to get something like
Yes.
this. You know what I mean? For
Yes.
real. You gotta go down to like Texas or
Yeah.
Yes.
South, where
Yeah.
it was really, they've been doing this for years down there. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Oh yes, Ard. You're right.
This
You're right.
momentum that we've caught is really strong, and it's very important. And one thing I do always like or love, really, the fact that you always impart history in it. One of my mentors and people that I definitely admire was the Black Eagle. And every hour on his show, he would give you a Black History moment.
Oh,
Every
yes.
hour. And I'm gonna just throw that challenge out to you. And I'm gonna show him something.
Joe Madison, right? Joe Madison.
And then one phrase he always says. So while you're out there, just keep pushing. You know what? Everybody can complain about a lot of things. And say somebody should do this, somebody should do that, and why you ain't do this, and why you ain't do that. But all he would ever ask is, well, what you gonna do about it?
Yep.
So
Yep.
throw it out there, because right now it's time for Activision. And I ain't talking about the video game, baby. I'm talking about the video game. We need to have a whole show on how the attack on the African American community has happened in the last 100 and so days. Realistically, something we have to address, and we have to organize. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to get together to organize. So come together, don't meet us there, beat us there, and be ready. And throw your cup out at the door. Throw your ego at the door.
That's
Come
it.
in
Right.
to know that we collectively need to organize.
That's right. That's right.
So, Apostle, can you talk about what were some of the biggest the change in venues? You kind of explained a little bit earlier, but tell me why you're excited about these changes in venues, and what you see as how the changes in venues can help with expansion and growth for these events.
Well, growth means change, and change is something sometimes we fight. I'm not going to lie, I'll be very transparent. The last couple of years have been quite a challenge behind the scenes, but you don't bring all of that with you. You smile and you work, but there are a lot of challenges sometimes when you're doing events like this. And one of those challenges is finding space. But also the other challenge is that others understand that events of this magnitude need to have freedom to do what we do. And it takes a whole year to plan. And so when you're planning for a whole year, you can't wait until the last minute to know where you're going to be. And so despite this challenge we've had a few years in a row, last year I felt strongly I've exhausted all the resources trying to find options in the city. We're just going to have to step out and keep it can happen, because if a plant has outgrown the pot and you keep it in the pot too long, the roots die.
Oh,
as much as I love to keep right in Annapolis. You know, a lot of people are critical and say, you know, why are you taking it here or there? Obviously, they don't know a lot about planning and growth. When things
Yes.
grow, you have to transplant it into a bigger pot. And so, taking nothing away from the city of Annapolis, but it was time for a bigger pot at this moment. Hopefully, the city's working on a plan to bring us back home, but to bring it home, we can't scale it back. Okay.
Well, that was one of the reasons. That was one of the reasons I asked about the transportation and shuttles, because I want to make sure people understand that for those who may be lacking in transportation, there's other ways they can get there. You know, and we want to. And if you could emphasize that one more time, if you could, now.
Absolutely, we have shuttle buses that will be running back and forth to get people there. We're trying to coordinate with some churches to get vans to bring people to the festival. But I'm going to be honest, I make this confession. I'm not a person for giving people a fish all the time. I like them to learn to fish. And I say that to say sometimes in the Black community, we look for everything to be free. We look for everything to be given to us. And I'm telling you, this event comes with a price tag of no less than $250,000 every year. And this is a fact. Go online and look at our annual statements. We don't get paid for this. And so we really want to emphasize to the Black community to invest in ourselves. Don't don't sit back and say, I'm not going because it's somewhere else, or, they're not going to have my favorite group. These bands and these groups that come, they cost, and we put all of this out and make it free. But to get there, you may have to pay a few dollars to catch a bus. You may have to pay for parking. We just want you to understand that those proceeds help to offset the money that we have to put out that is just coming from in-kind donations. So we're going to put everything out there that we have, but we just want the community to see this as our celebration and to come on out and celebrate.
Absolutely.
Kill Willie Lynch. Kill Willie Lynch and come on out. We celebrate all of the festivals. We are partnered with Kunta Kinte Festival. We're partnered with Brother Stansbury. I've offered to them and they offer to us a space to promote, and we support each other. So to our people, support them all. Show up.
Yes, indeed. The bottom line is we show up for everybody else. And we show up and don't get a discount. Don't ask for a discount. Without Prada bags,
it's a mindset. It's a mindset.
Bags and everything else is a mindset. And what I'm saying is that the mindset needs to be turned on its head. If you can spend $400 for a pair of shoes, you can pay $20 to not have to walk over to the event. You know what I'm saying? Catch the bus, baby. It might be $20.
I make clothes every year, and I've seen kids spend $1,800 on a pair of tennis shoes, and then flip out about $800 for a dress. It's a mindset, and we have to change it. We can't just lower our standard. Our people need to come up to the standard.
Amen.
Correct.
Amen.
Correct.
So,
real quick, the theme.
The theme this year is
one more time, because I want them to understand the last leaving out, knowing the theme of it. They can come in, know where to go buy their tickets, and know how to get out.
The theme is so important. This is the 160th year. This year is 160 years since emancipation. This is big. All right. And in light of what's going on in administration in Washington, D.C., all the more reason why we need to pack it out.
Yes.
All right. You can go on our website and get all the information. Parking passes will become available June the 1st, so you can get parking passes. All of that is available. But it's important to understand that this year's theme is called 160 Years of Resilience.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't mean we've always made progress, but we have always bounced back.
Amen. Amen.
And
brother.
so we are centered around that theme this year. All of our presentations are centered around resilience this year. And we want everyone to come on out and celebrate. Also, once the museum cafe opens, it'll be the first to open, because the one they're building in Texas is not open yet.
Okay, man. So it's gonna be a first as well.
Unlike what's going on in DC, can't nobody walk up in our museum and take nothing out of there.
Right.
Not federally funded. It's not federally funded.
Great information. And I know you talked about the food vendors and the activities, but you also focus on different age groups and things of that nature, which I love. Can you talk a little bit to that, to somebody that has children or something that said, well,
Absolutely.
I want to enjoy it.
We have for the third year what we call the Watoto Village. Watoto is Swahili for children. The Children's Village contains everything for the betterment of our kids. Mentoring, children's peer groups, fraternities, sororities, nonprofits that cater to the needs of children, educational groups. We also have the best entertainment. We have a company called Carnival Creations that's bringing a full-scale amusement for children, and it's going to be off the chain entertainment for kids. And this is be round the clock on both days, so parents can sign their kids up. They go in for that block of an hour and a half and knock themselves out having a good time, and then we clear the space and bring them back again. And we're looking for, and all the kids get free T-shirts. So we're looking for at least 1,000 to 2,000 children over the 2 days.
So it's a great
30,000 attendees over the 2 days.
Sound like a great space for, you know how your adults go out, you're going to have your kids, but you just want your adult time. You can just take them over to a safe environment, is what you're saying.
You sign them up, we give you the tracking information. Your kid goes in and has a good time and follows rules. And if you get a buzz, you know what that means. Come get them.
The statement follows rules.
Oh yeah.
We need you to have home training when you come here, okay?
That's right. And if you don't have home training, we don't have enough time that day to help.
Hey, you're going to hear one of these Lord. They're going to be calling you.
Oh,
So
man.
one of the things
They hear that bell.
Yeah, one of the things Arden asked about earlier, and we want to reemphasize this as well. I know there's always a need for volunteers. Could you also just talk about the volunteer situation? Because an event like this takes a village, as the saying goes. Talk about the volunteers.
The children can probably get some of that volunteer time with this, right?
More volunteers. And if they're teenagers and really want to work, we will give them the hours they need for school, for the requirements.
Yes.
But please, parent, if you're sending your teenage, your young adult teenager out there, they're coming to work. We are going to work them. We're not giving them hours to just stand around. Okay? They'll get a free T-shirt, and they will have assigned times to be there and work. We need adult volunteers, young teenagers that are ready to work. Come on and be a part. You go to our website, sign up as a volunteer. We need more volunteers for this. Absolutely.
Hey, y'all hear that? Volunteers needed. Volunteers are needed. Yes.
And if you want tickets for the gala, put that address up there again, Laddie. If people want to purchase tickets, because there are only 150 tickets left for the gala. Could you put that up once again? You can purchase your ticket here. Go right to the site and purchase your tickets. Mimi, if you're out there, we got to get this done, honey.
AnnapolisJuneteenth.org.
Midnight Simmer said, that's pretty dope. It's a great idea for kids. I mean, a lot of parents feel that way. That's like, I can just, my favorite band is coming on. I'm going to drop these kids off over here in a safe environment.
Well, I tell you what, now we're down to 142 tickets. 8 tickets just got bought.
Oh,
hey.
Audience.
I might have to do this tonight. I'm going to have to do it tonight.
And then they're going to turn the party out, though. You know they're going to turn the party out.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to
Because
party.
they can shake.
And here's the wonderful thing about our facility. Nobody's putting us out the door.
And the parking is critical as well. Parking is critical, so you don't have to worry about that.
You look up and say, oh, no, I think, hey, you remember that song. I know you remember this, Apostle, when they broke it down. Just because it's 2 o'clock, don't mean it.
No comment. I plead the fifth.
Hey,
Hey,
yo, that's what it is.
Hey, well, look, audience, look. We want y'all to do us a big favor. Y'all crazy. You know you're crazy, right, Apostle? You're crazy, man. Crazy, but and just love you to life, man. Audience, look, drop a one in the chat group or just say thank you. And
Yes,
if you're planning to come, drop a one in there or drop your one and just say thank you for taking your time again. Our most celebrated guest on the history of the Night Brothers show. If we had an award show, you would get the award, man.
When we have our award show, when we have it, not
again.
if. When we have it, yeah. When we have it. But thank you so much, Apostle. We always appreciate you. You're so gracious with your time with us. Whenever we call on, you're always so gracious. And we just appreciate you delivering the information tonight that was so well needed and answered a lot of questions for folks. And we're looking forward to Juneteenth. I'm looking forward to the gala. And as somebody put a quote up there, told Mimi she better get on her job and get these tickets.
Hey, don't stress that.
So look, we want you to.
I want to give you one heads up on an event we are planning. We were trying to do it this Juneteenth, but none of the facilities were going to be available to us. But we are planning a Juneteenth celebrity golf tournament.
Wow, that would be awesome. Yeah.
And it will be yearly in honor of Albert Green, who was our first Black PGA golfer. And so we work in partnership with his family. But each of the facilities we have reached out to, there were quite a few challenges with it being a holiday. So we're working on that piece in partnership with his family, as well as with a few other partners to put that together so that we can have yearly a celebrity golf tournament.
That would be just
I want to put up here something. You know how we is. Sorry about that. I wanted to throw this comment up there because you know how we as a culture always say, man, nobody want to come together. We don't want to come together. We can't. We always working against each other, and that's why we can't get things to come. And I want to throw this comment up here that Midlife Simmer said that she said, thank you for your hard work on this celebration because we don't have leadership as much as we used to have. People shy away from leadership. You have never shied away from leadership, man. And I just thank you for that, brother. I mean, you're an example, and you're inspirational. And we need more people because, just like Vince is gone, someday we're gonna get old, and we need succession plans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you for that, brother. And I'll give you the last word for the night.
I couldn't hear you.
So I want to give you the last word.
You wrap it up, Apostle.
Oh man, the last word for tonight. I would say the last word for tonight is we need to seriously understand what's at stake in the hour we're living in. It's not just our history, but it's our children's future. If our children don't understand our past, they don't understand what their future should look like. It's important that we preserve our history, and celebrations are a key way to do it, but it doesn't come without a price. It requires volunteerism. It requires our dollars, our input, our businesses, our services, and most importantly, it requires us to bring an attitude of wanting to be together as a people, just simply be together. Without killing each other, all of that, we've got to take advantage of opportunities to just celebrate our existence. And this is one of those opportunities.
No doubt. We definitely appreciate it. Well, thank y'all, audience. Thank you, Apostle Coach.
Thank you.
I'll go get them tickets because it's only 140 left.
Make sure, don't get yours before mine, though.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.